Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurudevo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om. So with some gap of few days, again we are starting. We shall have a small session. Today being Friday. Is it Friday? I think. Yeah, Friday. So we have Friday. Yeah, Sugama, correct. We were discussing how in the conclusion of Adhyasa Bhashya, Bhashyakara says, uses certain adjectives to Adhyasa. Those adjectives tell the very nature of Adhyasa, which was discussed so far. Therefore, it is a conclusive statement. In these things, one was Anadi Anantaha. Adhyasa is Anadi Ananta. In that Anadi Ananta, we discussed some point. Atayeva Kaladi Anaplute Adhyasasya Tat Karyasya Cha. Adhyasa and its Karya is Samsara. Karya is an effect of something is called Karya. So, Samsara is an effect of misunderstanding. Samsara is only an effect of misunderstanding. So, the whole samsara is within the realm of a wrong notion. Misunderstanding is a wrong notion. So, the experience of samsara is within the wrong notion. It means even the experience of samsara is a wrong notion. See, due to wrong notion doesn't become the experience as a real. Experiential or experience of samsara is also a wrong notion. Because it is due to wrong notion, therefore it is within the wrong notion. So that I am suffering, that I am undergoing various experiences of pain and pleasure, happiness and sorrow, all birth and death, all these various experiences of samsara are only notions alone. Notions not true to my nature. These notions of samsara is an experience. Experience is a notion. Okay. Samsara means the sorrow and happiness, birth and death, various interactions, loss and gain, success and defeat, the various experiences we do. Or in other words, which we have explained in the previous class, Gnyatrutvam, Kartrutvam and Bhoktrutvam. Okay. Gnyatrutvam means knowledge. The knowledge, about the knowledge which we have told, I just say briefly, knowledge is a limited knowledge, a continuous series of limited knowledge. You never get complete knowledge. Since you get a limited knowledge, it is always accompanied by ignorance also. So knowledge is incomplete, since it is also is accompanied by ignorance of many things. Then coming to Kartrutvam, the doership, the agency of action. This Kartahood, Kartrutvam also, I feel continuously the pressure of doing, and I am helpless that I am doing. This we have discussed elaborately in the previous class. So the very Kartrutvam is samsara. Similarly, Bhoktrutvam, that I am subject to various experience, is also within samsara. This entire samsara means Gnyatrutvam, kartrutvam, bhoktrutvam, birth and death, that I am subject to time and place, that I am an individual, subject to, I am as an individual, I am part of the world, I am subject to the laws of nature. Okay, isn't it? I am an individual, part of a huge world, and I am subject to the laws of nature, laws of society, laws of nature, many laws I am subject to. I can't take freedom and do as I like. So this individuality, I am subject to birth, I am subject to death, subject to many other experiences within certain conditions. As a jiva, I am always within certain conditions. I am not totally free. This is called jivatvam. This is called samsara. Okay, so all this samsara is due to adhyasa, due to a wrong notion. What all is due to wrong notion? The very samsara is due to wrong notion. By samsara, we have explained in the previous class and also just now, the very sense of individuality. That as an individual, I am subject to birth and death. I am subject to time and place. I am subject to the natural laws and social laws. I am subject to birth, death, and hunger and thirst and old age and youth and all these things. Okay. I am subject to various states like waking and dream and sleep and all these various states, various experiences, emotions. That I am made to go through various experiences, I am forced to act, and my knowledge is continuously limited. However I try, at no point of time I have absolute knowledge about everything. I don't have any absolute knowledge. More I know, more I'll get another piece of knowledge that happens to be only one aspect. It never gives me total picture. You see the worldly life, you never get a complete picture of any situation. You read books and talk to people, they will tell you many versions and ultimately you get more confused. You can't say anything perfectly about anything. You can't be sure of anything, any worldly thing. You go to doctor, each doctor gives some advice, each doctor diagnoses your disease different way and gives different medicine. More you consult the doctors, more you get confused. You don't know what is what. Do you really have a disease? Or do you think that it can be cured? This shows that our knowledge is incomplete at any stage and every stage. You can't, first thing is, it is incomplete, you can't be sure, and we have to put up with it. This is life. No knowledge about any given event, any given situation, at any point of time in your life. You can never have a true picture, complete picture, absolute picture. Okay. At no time we have a true picture or complete picture of anything. Our knowledge is always limited, incomplete. Similarly, our karma. At no time you can say that you have done your karma completely. More you do, more responsibilities come. And regarding what you have done, you always feel, I should have done like that, I should have done like this. You never get a complete satisfaction of doing anything. Always you feel some deficiency. Oh, I should have done like that, I should have done like this. Regarding karma, there are always some regrets, some surprises, and some unexpected things. So karma is always full of tension, worry, and never satisfaction. Next, you always hope that next time I will do better. Okay, next time you get a chance. Do you get satisfaction this time? Again, you say, I have done my best, but still I can't say that I have done perfectly. Next time I will try better. When will you do perfectly? This only shows that no karma is ever perfect in life. You try. This is what we call samsara. Jnatrutvam is samsara. Kartrutvam is samsara. Bhoktrutvam is samsara. No experience gives you a complete and thorough and deepest satisfaction. Many experiences come, they give you a sort of satisfaction. Note it. A kind of satisfaction, not any perfect satisfaction. A kind of satisfaction they give you. And again followed by again seeking and again searching for something, again looking for something. Experience wise, you can never be perfect and complete. Karma wise, there is never perfection. Jnanam wise, there is no total knowledge. Absolute knowledge, complete knowledge. All our life is with full of doubts, surprises, and then incompleteness, vagueness. At no time you can say you can be sure of something you understood perfectly. What you think you have understood will have 100 more questions. More you understand, more questions will arise. Don't we see that? More you learn, more doubts, more questions, more you need to understand, more you need to know. Abba, it will never end. And you think that, and ultimately you feel that you are no way different from illiterate. Illiterate, a village rustic, doesn't know many things. And even after knowing many things, your knowledge about the world is still uncertain, like the same person. So knowledge is incomplete, karma is incomplete, jnanam is, anubhava is incomplete. And at no time you are complete and perfect. This is how you go on, and you see that life is coming to an end, and then we pass away. Again take birth, again life is like this. You tell me which is perfect? This is called samsara. Okay. Samsara is you're going through, you have no clear picture of anything, you are not sure of certain things. Certain things look like sure, looks that you are sure of something, but next moment you feel, oh, it was not perfect. It was not complete. So this is called samsara. Samsara can be explained from different angles, but anyway, you understand. If one example is enough to understand. And this samsara is not your real nature. The condition which you are experiencing as incomplete, dissatisfied, and then all these things. So this worry, tension, sorrow, and etc. This condition of your jivatvam, your jivahood, going through the various experiences, all this doesn't represent your true nature. They mean a certain wrong notion about your real reality. That means the entire samsaric life, entire samsaric experience is a kind of a big misunderstanding of what your real nature. Your real nature is perfect. In any sense, it is perfect. That is the beauty of life. That is the beauty of Paramartha Tattva, the reality. Existence, it is perfect. Knowledge, it is perfect. Experience, it is perfect. Any angle you look at it, it is perfect. And when I miss that perfect nature of me, and I feel that I am always inadequate, incomplete, suffering, lacking, and searching. This nature which I am going through, which I am presently experiencing, is only a notion, a wrong notion about yourself. Therefore, we call it mithya jnanam. Samsara is due to adhyasa. See, samsara is due to adhyasa is a technical way of telling. It has to be applied to our anubhava. We have to understand what is that samsara in our anubhava. Okay. Therefore, tat karyasya samsarasya cha anantatvam upapadyate. Therefore, samsara is anadi ananta. Then when did this my individuality, my samsari nature started? It is a wrong notion. But even this wrong thinking, a wrong perception about myself being a samsari, myself being a samsari itself is a wrong notion about my real nature. It is not my true nature. This wrong notion, when did it start? You can't refer it to time because the very time is due to adhyasa, due to a wrong notion. The very conception of time in terms of past, present, and future itself is a wrong notion. Therefore, when this individuality, when did this samsari nature start? You can't say. You can't trace it, you can never find it. Anytime you look at yourself, you find that you are a samsari. Adhyasatvadev cha asya yavat swapa badhaka ಜ್ಞಾನೋದಯಂ ಅನುವೃತ್ತಿಹಿ ಅನುವೃತ್ತಿಹಿ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಧ್ಯಾಸತ್ವಾದೇವ ಚ ಅಸ್ಯ ಯಾವತ್ ಸ್ವಾಪ ಬಾಧಕ ಜ್ಞಾನೋದಯಂ. Since it is adhyasa, it is a wrong notion. It continues until you wake up from it. It continues until you transcend it. You wake up from it like dream. Dream continues until you wake up, isn't it? By dreaming, you can't end the dream. I think, did we discuss this in our last class? Probably I discussed. Okay, we shall proceed then. Okay. ಅಧ್ಯಾಸ ದೃಷ್ಟೈವ ಚ ಅನುವೃತ್ತಿ ಬಾಧಾವಪಿ. Samsara continuing and samsara falsifying samsara. Falsifying means understanding that it is a false. Iti anantata. Anuvritti badhavapi iti anantata jnanena badascha ityubhayam upapadyate. Therefore, until you wake up, it goes on endlessly. It won't stop on its own. Samsara doesn't stop on its own because it doesn't begin with something. It doesn't begin by your effort, and it doesn't end. It doesn't begin in any manner in time and doesn't end in time. You can only understand that it is false, it never existed, that's all. Like the mistaken snake, you have not started it. You have not started the snake, therefore you can't end it. You can only understand that it is a mistake. There was never a snake. Therefore, there is no question of ending a snake. Snake never existed, you understand, that's all. It is a misunderstanding. It is a misperception. Since it is a misperception, it never existed, therefore never started. Starting applies to a real existence. Okay, starting for a real existence. When it is a false appearance, it is not there, it is only appearing. So how can it begin? A beginning implies a real beginning. Beginning implies a reality. It is not like a snake. Snake is a mistake. Nobody can say, nobody can ask, where did the snake come from? Snake is not there. Where is the question of coming? Then drive it out. You can't drive it out because where will you drive it out? It is not there. How can you drive it out? Can you say snake has come from somewhere? The mistaken snake I am talking. the notion of snake. During that notion of snake, wrong notion, you think that there is a snake. The snake which you see, can you talk about the snake that it has come? The very coming implies your misunderstanding of snake. In the presupposing the wrong notion of snake, you assume that it has come. That it has come, you imagine that it has come from somewhere. When you think that here is a snake, you think it has come from somewhere. People think that yes, you are correct, it must have come from. Here is a tree, here is a bush, so a little open place and the trees and plants, so probably they must have come. When it is a wrong notion, how can it come? How can a snake come? When it is wrongly misunderstood, it is wrongly perceived to be snake, can you say the snake has come? How can you say coming? There is no snake. Where is the question of come? Okay, then drive it out. How can you drive out? You are seeing the snake here, right? Yes, I am seeing the snake. Then drive it out. Yeah, you are right. We should drive it out. Come on, try then. You can't drive it out because it has not come. This is how we understand Anadi Ananta. If it were real snake, it would have come from somewhere. And you could drive it out or you could kill. But can you kill the wrong notion of snake? You can't kill it. You can't drive it out because it is not there. You can only come to realize, oh, it is only wrong notion, there is never a snake. You can understand it. You can falsify it, but you can't. You can falsify it, but you can't. Kill it. You can't kill it. You can't drive it out because it doesn't exist. Similarly, samsara, you can't end it. You can't destroy it. You can't leave and go away somewhere. Where will you go? Can you run away from samsara? Samsara means we have described so far and in the previous class and also here also. You being an individual, subject to the laws of nature. You are subject to social laws. You are subject to the laws of nature. As an individual, you are part of the world. I feel I am an individual, I am part of a world. I am bound by the world. I am bound to the world through laws of nature. You are bound to the world? Yes. How? How are you bound to the world? First thing is you can't live without society. You can't live without nature. You need food, clothes, shelter and all. You need society. That interaction, inevitable. You can't run away. You may stay for a few days in a forest. But again, after some time, you need the contact of the society. You need water. You need food. So your relationship with nature, you can't escape. And the relation with nature is not smooth. Nature is not smooth. Now it is a winter has gone and the summer will come. It will torture you. Rainy season comes. Again winter comes. Again summer comes. Okay. And you fall sick. You fall sick. You pick up fever and you depend upon medicine. Sometimes the medicine goes wrong and you have to wait and look for another medicine. And then even after taking medicine, then you become something else. You become weak and so many things. Now, can you escape all this? You can't do. As long as you are an individual, you are a part of the world, subject to laws. Sometimes you appease your hunger. Not all the time you are lucky that you get food all the time. Sometimes you get good food. Sometimes you don't get. Sometimes you get less. Sometimes you get wrong food that you fall sick. Social relationships also. Sometimes you get a good friend, sometimes not. Sometimes he looks good and later turns out to be wicked fellow and harms you, hurts you. So the social relationships are not smooth. They give us trouble. Nature, relation with nature also. Now tell me, can you escape this samsara? Can you leave out this world and go away? Go away. Where will you go? All you are going is within samsara. Your going and coming is within samsara. You are running away also. If people say that ran away from home and became sannyasi, where will you go? Sannyasi is also part of the world. Where will you go? You go to ashram or forest or somewhere, some temple, some open place, or some small place. But that place, again, you require a place and then you need food and then water and everything. Where will you go? Can the snake run away? Where will it run away? As long as you have a wrong notion about snake, you can only understand the wrong notion as a wrong. Oh, it is not a snake, I misunderstood. That's the only thing you can do. You can falsify your perception of snake. You can only falsify your perception of samsara. Similarly, that I am an individual. I am undergoing all this pain and pleasure and social relationships, worldly relationship and all birth and death and janma, marana. You can only understand, oh, this is all wrong notion. I was never born, never death. I am never subject to death and no hunger and thirst. All these are summane. All these are only just a notions only. A big notion, a grand notion, otherwise nothing happens to. My existence, my reality, my real nature is pure existence, which doesn't change. My reality is pure existence. I always exist. I am not subject to death and birth. My knowledge is always complete. My swarupa, my nature is always full and happy. So the misunderstanding needs to be corrected. Misunderstand. That means the wrongly, this experience experience of samsara, that is as an individual, whatever experiences I am undergoing, all these things, by more and more experiencing, it will not get exhausted. It will not get exhausted. It will not come to an end. You only have to understand it is only a notion, never existed, that's all. See the difference? Can you end the dream by dreaming? This we have discussed in the previous class, but this is the most important thing. We have to do manana. Can you end the dream by dreaming? Come on, let us see. Keep on dreaming, dreaming. More you dream, more you continue in the dream. You can never put an end. Only when you understand, oh, it is only a dream, it never existed, and then that's all. You are free from dream. By realizing, by waking up, by falsifying, you are free. Otherwise, by dreaming, you'll continue to dream. This is most important. I don't know. If you understand this, you have understood Vedanta. Whole samsara is gone. That I am an individual, I am seeing the world, I am interacting with the world, all these things, experiences, karmas and knowledges, all these are only just feelings, they are thoughts. It is only a thought, it's only a notion. Other than notion, there doesn't exist at all. And Sushupti is me. I am that Sushupti. Okay. As I am the deep sleep. Deep sleep is not a state, it is myself. Myself without the world. Myself without samsara. We are calling as a Sushupti empirically. Worldly name for myself. Worldly name for Paramatma. Worldly name for moksha. People say it is a sleep. But sleep is not any state. It is just myself. Bare myself. Bare moksha, bare Paramatma. It is just myself. Okay. So, this notion is called Adhyasa. So, Adhyasa continuing is within Adhyasa. That you are removing Adhyasa, you are correcting Adhyasa also. Assuming Adhyasa, you think of correcting it, isn't it? That you have come out of dream assumes that there was a dream. Otherwise, you are always like this. You are always like this. Therefore, the real nature of Atma is not coming out of Adhyasa. There is no removing Adhyasa also. Removing Adhyasa presupposes that there is an Adhyasa. Otherwise, there is no removal. You are already free. You are ever free. Therefore, he says one good point here, Swamiji. Adhyasa drishtaiva anuvritti. Adhyasa is continuing, dream is continuing, is from the standpoint of dream alone. Now I have come out of the dream, this also is from the standpoint of dream. Otherwise, there is no question of coming out. You are already free. Where is the question of coming out? Even to think that you are coming out of dream is also presupposing the dream. You think you are coming out. Otherwise, there is no coming out. Dream itself is not there. Where is the question of coming out? Dream is not there. You are already waking. Enough. In worldly example, I am telling. Similarly, you are already Brahma. Tatahi Bhagavan Sutrakaro Yavadatma Bhavitvacha Nadoshastad Darshanatiti. I think I am tired. We'll stop with it. Next sentence. He is quoting Brahma Sutra Bhashya and discussing about this. We'll see in the next class only. This Sushupti, what happens to samsara in Sushupti? Sushupti is an important point we have to discuss because there is a big controversy even among the Vedantins. I think I should remember this. I am ending of repeating my past class. This, in fact, we were to discuss deep sleep. In deep sleep, what happens? Is Adhyasa there or not? If it is not there, how does it begin? Okay. If it is suspended, then why does it begin? How does it begin? Okay. This we shall discuss in the next class. I think by next class means next Tuesdays, we will have 2 or 3 more days. So I will have little more energy to speak better. So this Sushupti and Adhyasa. What happens to Adhyasa during Sushupti? This Mithya Pratyaya. What happens to this wrong notion during deep sleep? We'll discuss. Okay. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Harihi Om Tat Sat.